Did you know about the Toronto Circus Riot? On July 13th, 1855, Toronto was home to a legendary circus riot. The riot was caused by the unethical political organization of the police and fire departments of the city and the heated tensions of a less than lawless town. Earlier that day, the circus had done two shows that featured clowns, acrobats, big cats, elephants, and even a giraffe. In 1850, that was a big draw. Toronto was a small town at the time with a population of about 40,000 people. However, it was still a rough pioneer town. There was estimated to be 68 taverns along Yonge Street alone, yet what Toronto really had in abundance was brothels. So, when the second show was done, the clowns decided to visit a local brothel at the corner of King and John. This brothel happened to be the local hangout of the volunteer firefighter brigade, the Hook and Ladder Firefighting Company. This group was not the law-abiding firefighters we think of today. In fact, at this time, firefighting companies would arrive at fires in more of a first-come, first-paid style. A week before, this very group arrived at a fire at Church Street, and instead of putting out the fire, engaged in a battle with a rival firefighting company. Both groups allowed the buildings to burn while they looted, fought, and basically did the opposite of what they were supposed to be doing. But back to the circus. At some point that night, something happened between the clowns and firefighters. This started a massive fight between the two groups, and the fight was so intense it led to the Hooks and Ladders retreating, with at least two of them being seriously injured. Now, an important part of this story is Toronto was run at the time by the Protestant group, the Orange Order. The group made sure that all the top roles in the city were owned by Orangemen, including Toronto's own police chief. The day after the brothel fight, a large portion of these Orangemen and their supporters descended on the circus currently set up at St. Lawrence Market. The crowd was merciless. They began beating circus folk, pulling down tents, and setting things on fire. But it took a relatively long time for anyone from the police force to show up, and due to their strong Orangeman connections, they did not do anything. It wasn't until the mayor arrived and called in the militia to stop the fighting. After the chaos, only one of the 17 people who were charged with starting the riot were convicted, and every police officer claimed they do not recall a single Orangeman who was at the riot. It was clearly a cover-up. It took a few more similar incidents where the chief of police turned a blind eye to things happening around the city that the whole system was rehauled. Every police officer was fired, and a new force was created from scratch. It took another 100 years before the Orange stronghold in Toronto was finally broken. But at least we got a good story of clowns fighting firemen in downtown Toronto. So now you know a bit about the Toronto Circus Riot.